Welcome back to Mac Music Review. I'm your host, Mac. Before hopping in the review, just want to say there's going to be some stuff down in the description. If you want to know how the channel works, all that good information will be down in the description for this video. Today we are looking at the album Landmark by Hippo, and here is the glorious, really creative, really cool album cover. Landmark is the debut album for Hippo. Sorry about the wind, it's about to storm. Hopefully I can finish this video before it storms. Anyway, Landmark is the debut album for Hippo. The album's release created their #1 most popular song, the biggest song for the band, which is Way It Goes. Way It Goes was featured on a playlist, alternative indie pop and alternative pop playlists, and that's how I found out about Hippo, is this song on one of these playlists. I really liked it, checked out the album, and here's this review. This album has 13 tracks. 2 of them are, the first track, Sun Veins, is an intro, and Interlude is an interlude, so really there's only 11 full-length songs on this thing. Some of the songs are a little bit long. Poem specifically, I think, is a little bit over 5 minutes. Besides that, the rest of the songs are basically normal length, so a good-sized album, including the intros and the intro and the interlude. The music and tone of this album is very much indie pop. It's very much alternative pop. It's very bright. It's very sunny. A lot of times it's very bright, very sunny, very pleasant. Just really radiates the same energy as Vampire Weekend. Even with the singing, it's kind of feels like Vampire Weekend style of vocalizations, and the bright voice just works very well. And there's plenty of electronic elements throughout this album. One song, Epitaph, has really strong auto-tune, really heavy use of auto-tune. And all of these songs really have this electronic flair, a little electronic flourish and polish that really just adds to the song sounding pleasant and enjoyable and nice, and adding a little bit of extra pump and energy and brightness and freshness to the album. A few of the songs, I would say most of the songs in this album are pretty smooth and pleasant and light and easygoing and enjoyable, just that kind of vibe, just pleasant. Those songs are Way It Goes, Vines, Simple Season, Tuesday, all those are good examples. These songs all just go at an easy pace, they're all just pleasant, just songs you listen to when you're chilling out and wanting to just feel good. There is one song in this thing which is pretty dark and slow, and that's Poems. It's menacingly sung. Some of the music is kind of intense and menacing, like I said, especially at the latter half of this song. And the lyrics on this are a little bit more narrative, and they kind of tell a story, and it gets a little bit dark. The way it's presented is pretty dark. Western Kidz, Boyish, and Buttercup are super bright, upbeat, energetic songs. Buttercup is anthemic, it's huge, it's really energetic, it's super energetically sung. Western Kidz is just really upbeat and happy and just really good energy, like a high level of energy. And then Boyish is really loud, electronic, glorious, just really upbeat and energetic and crazy. The lyrical content of this album really is not significant at all. That is not at all the point of the album. The point of this album is really sounding pleasant and enjoyable and just having really good music. The lyrics, a lot of times they're poetic, a lot of times they're kind of romantic and they're love-inspired. That's really, if there's any theme in this album in terms of lyrics, the only thing I'm really getting out of this is love and the related things to that. That's the only lyrical thing I'm really drawing out of this album. It really is a musical experience, not a mature, weighty, lyrical experience. As you can probably tell by the way I was talking about the songs, these songs are great. This album is incredibly consistent. The production on this thing is really highly successful. Whatever they're going for, if they wanted the songs to be pleasant and easygoing and breezy and light and enjoyable and just nice, it works, and they do it, and they knock it out of the park. When the songs are aiming to be really upbeat and energetic and fun, and just really upbeat, energetic and fun, they work. Western Kidz, Boyish, and especially Buttercup. Buttercup is an indie pop anthem that just soars. And Western Kidz is just tons of fun. You just keep coming back to this song over and over again after you hear it because it's so enjoyable. And just the production throughout all these songs, the electronic flourishes are great, and they just add so much to it. They make it feel so fresh, so polished, so indie pop, so clean, and even a little bit original. Honestly, they're like Vampire Weekend, but only in the best of ways. This album is like 13 really great Vampire Weekend songs, is really what this is. And I think, like, even a lot better than a lot of Vampire Weekend songs. This is really, really high-quality music that just sounds great on every single song, and works and communicates the message they communicate, and creates the vibe they want to create extremely well. I have a great problem with this album where I have difficulty pointing out highlights because every single song is a highlight. They're all that good. Honestly, they are all that good. The only complaints I would have about this album is, one, is the songs sort of bleed together. The songs sort of sound the same, especially the really bright, airy, enjoyable, light songs. The ones that are just supposed to be, easygoing, enjoyable, light songs. Some of those kind of bleed together, and that's really not a terrible problem and they sound alike, and that's not a terrible problem because they sound so good. They all individually sound so good. They just don't work as well in the context of an album and standouts within an album. The other thing I would criticize is lyrically, this album is not fantastic. I think lyrically the lyrics do work. I think lyrically this album does work pretty well. The lyrics are poetic. They're nice, they sound good, occasionally memorable, and occasionally stand out and interesting. But mostly they're just kind of there. What's most important is the music and the vocals, and I have to also say vocally this is a great album. The lead singer he's very emotive, and he does a great job communicating all these moods. If he's just being calm and slow, if he wants to create something a little bit dark, or if he wants to be really awesome and energetic like on Buttercup, does a great job in all contexts. Landmark is a great debut album, just really, really great. Sorry about those sound effects. I'm going to give this album a 4.5 star rating out of 5. Man, the lighting for this video is terrible. I apologize. It is so bright on the top level. I'm doing this outside, and sometimes outside the lighting is just fantastic. But more often than not, it's kind of a struggle to get it in the right spot and to get it where the sun... I'm filming this at like 7 at night, so that's I think is why it's so difficult to find a spot where it's not bright on the top. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it. Drop a like and a comment if you want to. Yeah, thank you.